Yo guys, today's video is going to be me playing Goblin drill. This specific drill deck, honestly, just a heads up guys, if you guys are new to the game or you wouldn't say you're great at Clash, please stay away from this deck. This deck is mostly only for high skill players. Like if you are a new player, beginner, or you're not up there, you don't even have to be top 10k, but as long as you have a good understanding of Goblin drill and you're not a completely new player, you can run this deck, but just be careful because it's not a low skill deck. But anyways, first matchup, facing Royal Giant, which Royal Giant Lightning is a really tough matchup just because they've got the Barb Barrel and they've got the Royal Ghost for your drill, and those are two very good drill counters. So we're going to have to find a way to break through basically. So this deck, I actually made it myself. It's like an old deck, but I swapped out Log for Vines. So I don't know if you want to say I made it, but technically I made it, I guess. But so yeah, I'm going to go drill Fire Spirit here. And I really like the Fire Spirit in this deck, guys. Normally you want to play Ice Spirit in most drill decks. However, the ones that you've got like Skeletons or another cheap unit, you can run Fire Spirit because you don't really need the stun of the Ice Spirit because you've got like the distraction unit and we've got the Ice Wizard for the freeze as well. So we can run Fire Spirit, which I really love in drill decks because it gets so much damage, and literally you want to cycle card, Fire Spirit Bridge, they don't defend it, 300 damage, like boom. It gets more than the drill half the time down in terms of damage. So yeah, forced to go defensive drill here. I don't really like to play against them troops, but I had to. As you can see guys, we're down so much damage early on, so we're going to have to pull off a crazy comeback here to win the game. They're going to pressure him drill, and we'll rocket that Evo Hunter and Royal Giant because it's giving me some nice value. Unfortunately, the Ghost is going to full counter our drill, but a Mighty Miner, then Evo Cannon for the thingy. Didn't really need the Evo Skellies, but I wasn't sure if he's going to Lightning, so I played it just in case. I go drill here. Again, he goes counters it basically. One big tip guys with drill, always try switch up your drill placements. Not every single drill, but occasionally you want to switch them up. You don't want to play your drills every single time in the same spot because then it'll be easily predictable. And you want to keep your opponent on the toes, always guessing and make some misplays. Anyways, gonna go drill on this side. And you see, even though he goes, we still getting damage. And then our Vines as well, just to freeze the Ghost and the Fisherman. Already, bang, a lot of damage. We're still down so much damage. Look at our right tower, look at his left tower. But I feel confident in myself in this game, in this position, even though we're down so much. Gonna switch up the drill placement again. See, he doesn't know where we're gonna place it, so he's delayed. I go Vines. Bang, look at how much damage we're getting because of that Vines Goblin drill placement. Evo Skellies, look at the value. Force out Barb Barrel. Gonna go with the Mighty Miner. Bang, no hits, beautiful. Switch up the drill placement again. Then I think I'm gonna Vines, yep. And look at that. Still gonna get the Vines chip. And we're already nearly, we're nearly back in the game. And so here, playing Ice Wiz. I know he's got Lightning, so don't want to give him crazy Lightning value. Gonna drill, gonna Mighty Miner, down into a Cannon up top. And then we're sticking with this drill placement for a few because it's less predictable. Alright, so I think I'm gonna reset here. Get an Ice Wiz down the left lane just to not give him the Lightning value. Bit sticky here, have to Vines on defense, but the Evo Skellies do clutch up. No hits as well with the Royal Giant. Here I go with a crazy Goblin drill rocket. Look how much damage you get from this. And then I Vines last second. Bang, GG. Cycle back to another rocket. Literally with one play there, I got so much damage. Basically took his tower from however much HP was left. And you want to be doing that play only in triple elixir. You can't be down elixir rocket drilling, but we managed to come back in that game. Crazy comeback. I'm really happy with that game. Alright, in this next matchup, we're facing, I think, P.E.K.K.A. bridge spam with the baby dragon. So I go draw because he cycles a snowball, so it's like a 2 elixir draw basically. And then he also bar barrels as well, so it's basically a free draw. I do vines because he kind of misplaces his bandit, so I thought I could punish him for that and get some early on damage because he did just bar barrel. So the main reason I bar barreled early on there was because, drilled early on was because bar barrel is such a great counter, and once the great counters out cycle, it's always a great time to draw, basically getting guaranteed damage almost. Alright, so he Mighty Miner for the P.E.K.K.A. He does have lightning again, which is going to make things tough, but we can always find a way. The thing I really like about this deck, I feel like no matter what you face, you've always got a chance to beat something, and it's very rare. Actually, one thing that is nearly impossible to beat, you can still beat it, but you've got like Fire Spirit and another troop on the Goblin barrels to counter it. But Log Bait will be very tough, just because I swapped out Log for Vines. But if you use Log instead, you can use Log instead of Vines, by the way, if you don't have Vines max level, guys. And that's what the original deck has, and that will do much better versus Log Bait. But in basically every other matchup, Vines is so much better. Like Vines is, in that last game without Vines, I was not going to win that Royal Giant game, probably. Maybe I still would have won because of the ending, but I don't think I would have won without Vines. But here, I'm going to rocket the Mega Minion. I know it's a bit crazy in single, but we're heading into double, and I've already got a Mighty Miner down, and I feel confident if he wants to punish me, I can just Vines his P.E.K.K.A. basically. So we do that, Vines his P.E.K.K.A. If he wants to keep his P.E.K.K.A. alive, he's got Evo Snowball, so he wastes it. Then I can get a nice defense on this, cycle back to my Evo Cannon. I accidentally pushed the Battle Ram into the left lane, but yeah, that probably wasn't a good play. Anyways, get a Mighty Miner down for all of this stuff. Bang. And then I think I want to drill. And then I'm going to wait. I'm going to rocket when the P.E.K.K.A. walks up a little bit. And then I can get the other troop as well. And then I also have Vines as well to get so much damage. Stunning the P.E.K.K.A., stunning the bar barrel. Rocket takes out the bar barrel, deals a lot of damage to the P.E.K.K.A. as well. And damages the tower, of course, most important. Okay, we're going to have to clutch up here because we're down a bit of elixir because we was quite aggressive there. But the defense this deck has, like, no problem. Just versus Golem and stuff, you don't want to play as aggressive, especially if you're down elixir. But against P.E.K.K.A., it's a bit easier to defend than like the new Golem decks, to be honest. But obviously, if you've got like the Evo Baby Dragon, like in the Evo Baby Dragon P.E.K.K.A. decks, if you've got that in cycle, you don't want to overcommit. You can only overcommit when you feel like you're confident and not going to get punished on defense. But yeah, get a nice defense on this Bandit P.E.K.K.A. push. P.E.K.K.A.'s already dead. And I want to go and drill again, just the pressure. Keep the pressure on. Switching my drill placements, look at that, guys. And yeah, he waits, but like, look at that, Vines, bang, damage. Mighty Miner on the tower for a little bit of chip because we play the drill on the side, not the front. So the Mighty Miner gets on tower. Alright, so defend this nicely. Get cycle to our Evo cannons while defending as well. Very important thing. Switching up the drill placements again. Vines, so much damage. And that's basically just a rocket drill or rocket vines, I think. Oh no, I think it's rocket vines actually. That is, the drill won't do enough for 2 HP. Yeah. And yeah, nice win there. On to the next game, boys. Alright, so in the last game of this video, we're facing Lavaloon. But I put Lavaloon in here, guys, because you might think, well, you've only really got Ice Wizard and Rocket, basically air defense, and Vines, of course, as well can help out. But obviously, we don't have a Tesla in stack, and Ice Wizard can easily get killed by Fireball, Lightnings, and so can Cannon get Lightninged as well, basically. And this guy does have Lightning as well. So he Lava's back, so I want to pressure over lane with Mighty Miner. That's what you want to do with all drill decks when you have Mighty Miner. That's why I love the Mighty Miner and drill decks. They're so good. So I have pressure. He has Tombstone on 0. Then I cannon Fire Spirit just to kill the skellies and distract the Inferno Drag. That's what the main worry was there. And then this looks really scary, but I know that I'm going to defend this, even though it looks pretty scary. So I Mighty Miner Bridge on the other lane to pressure. Vine, Skeletons, Fire Spirit, and look at that defense, like barely taking any damage. And then look at that left, look at that Mighty Miner on the left, getting so much damage because I tracked his cycle, saw he had no ground cards and cycle and no elixir, and he could only Mega Minion basically. And get so much damage. A big tip against Lava Hand Withdraw is you don't really want to lose your tower in single elixir, because if you do your base, you just lose the game. So you gotta try everything to pressure and keep your tower. Also depends on the drill deck. Like for drill decks that have like barely any air, you want to pressure and just spam, and kind of let your tower take out the lava, and then just distract the balloon and stuff with your buildings and stuff, and like cheap units. So pop on Mighty Miner ability here, push the Inferno Drag back. My main worry here is the Inferno Drag, obviously, as I said before. This push looks a bit scary again, but nothing Vines either can and can't defend, basically. And then he has a Tombstone for our Mighty Miner. And this guy, Lava Loon, they usually only have 2 ground units. So this guy's Barbarians and Tombstone, which is better for him, to be honest, because if he had Valkyrie, it'd make our life, our matchup easier. But here what I do is, knowing he has Barbs, I play the drill in the back right to pull the Barbarians behind the tower so my Mighty Miner can lock on. Like, look at that play. That's why I'm saying this deck, you can't be a new player playing it. Get a Fat Rocket on the Evo Inferno Dragon Lava Hound, because that Evo Inferno Dragon needs to go. It's so broken. And yeah, just distracts a few more seconds and we win anyway. We take both of his towers. He can't even take one of our towers with Lava Loon. So yeah, crazy defense. And yeah, GG's.